So today, we're going to dive into your body's hidden communication system. It's this incredible network of silent messengers that, believe it or not, control pretty much everything you do and feel.
All right, so let's start with a really fascinating puzzle. I mean, we've got trillions of cells, dozens of organs, and they all have to work together perfectly. But how? How do they all stay on the same page?
Seriously, just think about it for a second. How does your brain tell your adrenal glands, which are way down by your kidneys, to get ready for a stressful meeting? Or how does your pancreas tell all your muscles to start soaking up sugar after you eat? There aren't any telephone lines connecting them. So what's going on?
Well, the answer is hormones. These are microscopic chemical messengers. They get released into your bloodstream, and then they travel all over your body to deliver super specific instructions, but only to the cells that are meant to receive them. They're the body's solution to long-distance communication.
And this is really the best way to think about it. I mean, long before we ever dreamed of Wi-Fi or Bluetooth, our bodies had already perfected wireless communication. This hormonal network is broadcasting signals 24/7, regulating your mood, your growth, your metabolism, you name it.
Okay, so we've got the what. We know what hormones are. But here's the thing. Not all of these messages are written in the same language. So let's meet the major hormone families.
You know, it's kind of like how you'd send a quick text message for one thing, but maybe a really detailed, formal letter for something else. Your body does the same thing. It uses different types of hormones for different jobs, and they're generally grouped into two main chemical families.
Okay, so this basically breaks down into two main teams. On one side, you have your peptide hormones. Think insulin or growth hormone. They're built from amino acids, which means they're water-soluble, so they can just float freely through the blood. Easy. But they're too big to get through a cell's outer wall. Then you've got the steroid hormones, like testosterone and cortisol. These guys are built from cholesterol, making them fat-soluble. Now this means they need a little help, a carrier protein, to travel in the blood, but it also gives them a kind of superpower. They can slip right through a cell's fatty membrane like it's not even there.
All right, so these two families, they're built differently, they travel differently, but how does that actually affect their main job? Delivering the message. This is where your body gets really, really clever.
The absolute most important thing to get here is specificity. A hormone travels everywhere. The blood goes to every part of you, right? But it only affects the cells that have the right receptor for it. This receptor, it acts like a specific lock that only that one hormone's key can open. So a liver cell has different locks than a muscle cell, and that's why they respond to completely different hormonal keys.
So let's look at those peptide hormones first. Remember, they can't get inside. So what do? They literally knock on the door. They bind to their specific lock, or receptor, right on the cell's outer surface. And that one action, that click, triggers a second messenger inside the cell. It sets off this whole chain reaction, a cascade of signals that finally tells the cell what to do. It's kind of like a doorbell that sets off alarms and flashing lights all over the house.
But steroid hormones? Oh, they have an all-access pass. They don't knock. They just glide right through the cell membrane and find their matching receptor floating around inside the cell. Then, together, this hormone receptor pair travels straight to the nucleus, the cell's command center, and directly interacts with the DNA to turn specific genes on or off. See the difference? It's not ringing the doorbell. It's walking right into the CEO's office and rewriting the company's master plan.
Okay, this is all some pretty cool biology, for sure. But you might be wondering, how does this actually connect to you right now? Well, this intricate system is running your entire life, every single second of every day.
And it matters a whole lot because without this constant, super precise communication, our bodies would just be chaos. You can think of these signals as the software that runs all of our biological hardware. Just think about your day so far. That jolt of cortisol that helped you wake up and deal with a stressful email, that's a steroid hormone. The melatonin that's hopefully going to get you ready for sleep tonight, that's derived from an amino acid. The insulin that's managing the sugar from your lunch, that's a peptide hormone. They are constantly at work, building you up, regulating things, and responding to the world around you. And ultimately, when you zoom out, the entire system is about one crucial thing: balance. It's all about maintaining what scientists call homeostasis. Every hormone is like an instrument in a giant orchestra, and when they all play their part at exactly the right time and at the right volume, the result is the beautiful symphony of a healthy, functioning body. So, we've seen how elegant and absolutely essential this wireless network is, but that leads to one final, really important question. If these hormones are the vital messages keeping our bodies running smoothly, what happens when the signal gets crossed or the message gets lost?